there, Tiffany here with Years of Years, and it's This Day in Disney for July 22nd. And today we are going back to 1949 with the birth of an Academy Award winning songwriter and composer, Alan Menken. And obviously, just even saying his name, I don't feel like we could do justice in just one video of his career and talent. So hopefully we will get to talk about Alan Menken again in the future. But today I want to just cover the basis of what an incredible artist this man is. He is best known for scores and songs for films produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios and in musical theater. So he is born this day in New Rochelle, New York. And he has a long list of film credits. But let's go back to his beginnings. He obviously has a big amount of work with Broadway as well, which we're going to talk about. But he's one of 16 people that has won an Oscar, an Emmy, and a Grammy, and a Tony. So all 4 of those. Only 16 people have done that. That's really, really impressive. So he was born on this day, like I said, back in 1949 in a French hospital in Manhattan. And he was born to Judith and Norman Menken. His father was a boogie-woogie piano playing dentist. Oh my goodness, that sounds awesome. And his mother was an actress, dancer, and playwright. This just sounds like the home to grow up in. How fun for him, and just the musicality that he was presented with at such a young age. It actually had a big impact on him. Menken developed an interest in music at an early age, taking piano and violin lessons, and he began to compose at an early age. At the age of 9, at the New York Federation of Music Clubs Junior Composers Contest, because he was 9, his original composition, Bourrée, was rated superior and excellent by judges. Oh, so you just know there's stars in the future for Alan Menken. And he attended New Rochelle High School in New Rochelle, New York, of course, and graduated in '67. And Menken remembers that he said, I'd make up my own Bach fugues and Beethoven sonatas because I was bored with the piano and I didn't want to practice. So I'd go off in tangents. Not many young piano players can say that they did that, so highly talented genius there. He graduated from the New York University with a degree in musicality in 1971 from the University of Steinhardt School. Menken recalled that actually he was first pre-med. He was going to be a dentist like his father. And he said, finally I got a degree in music, but I didn't care about musicology. It wasn't until I joined the EMI workshop under Lehman Engel and walked into a room with other composers that I knew this was it. And so I think that's really important. It's a little bit tricky with highly talented artists and musicians. Sometimes I think they get a little off track with the things that are presented to them. Like, he was bored. He needed other talented composers and talented people to really help him, like, realize, no, this is it. This is what I want to do, because what was presented to him just wasn't enough. He needed more. So at least that's my opinion of what I've learned from his past. He would know better in saying that. But Menken noted that before college, he was writing songs to further my dream of being the next Bob Dylan. Nice. Bob Dylan's so cool. I love his lyrics and his music. So, you know, hearing that, wow, it just broadens my thoughts on Alan Menken, because I'm just aware of him more from everything he did from Disney. I didn't realize that he wanted to be a rock star after he left school. He actually graduated and he wanted to be a rock star or a recording artist. And his writing music in musicals increased when he joined the Broadcast Music Incorporated, or BMI Musical Theater Workshop, and was mentored by Lehman Engel. He showcased various BMI workshops, including such as Midnight, Apartment House, Conversations with Pierre, Harry and the Rat, and Messiah on Mott Street. So he actually he was a jingle writer. He did stuff for Sesame Street, and he is also a vocal coach. This is all way before the Broadway stuff, and he actually started working with Howard Ashman, and their first musical for Broadway, these were like their breakthrough years, was God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater. And then the musical opened in 1979, and then they did, after that, Little Shop of Horrors. And that's when everything just kind of exploded for them. Huge success, and the attention of Disney came around. And so when that success came, they were asked to do the music for The Little Mermaid, which is just, you know, so beautiful. All the music and the songs for The Little Mermaid and everything are just perfect. And they knew that this was going to be based on Christian Andersen's version of The Little Mermaid. And, you know, Disney wanted that something that could sit along Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Cinderella, and they really needed good composers. So Menken and Ashman worked together and were hired, and of course they won that Oscar for Best Song for Under the Sea, and also an Oscar in 1989 for Best Score. So then they did Beauty and the Beast, and I decided I'll wear my yellow top for I love Beauty and the Beast. I love the music for it. I love the character of Belle. It all comes together, and they did a phenomenal job. I really think that this was the Disney Renaissance, that's what it's called, and I think the musical score for the films is a heavy weight to why it's the Disney Renaissance, why they're so beloved. Of course the animation and story is so like going hand in hand, but without these talented artists composing music, you know, it just wouldn't have been the same. And so you know, of course, Beauty and the Beast, hugely successful. Oh my goodness, just remember when that came out, such an impact. And then they worked on Aladdin as well, and of course that iconic song, A Whole New World. And so as you think of all these things, you've heard these songs over and over, and this is Alan Menken, and and of course Ashman, and then of course Tim Rice. So they did Newsies, and then Pocahontas came along, and the Hunchback of Notre Dame that we talked about recently. Really important because of what's and we'll talk about it in a little bit about what's coming in the future. Michael J. Fox, he did films for him like Life with Mikey, the score or the music for that, Mirror Mirror, Home on the Range, and the Tim Allen remake of The Shaggy Dog, Enchanted, and Tangled. I love both those films so much. So that's Alan Menken. So talking about now, or at least the current live action films, they're doing the live action Little Mermaid, and he's going to be working with that. And going back, he did work on the live action adaptation of Beauty and the Beast, as well as the he worked with Guy Ritchie with the adaptation of Aladdin. And you know, I know a lot of people don't love the live action Aladdin. I really love it, and I think it's because I love the music so much, and it's interesting that that's something he was working on, or yeah, exactly, he collaborated on that. So that's really, really cool. So coming up, like I said, The Little Mermaid, so exciting. And then They're doing songs, he's working on songs for Disenchanted, and then they want to do a live action Hunchback of Notre Dame. Very, very interesting, because we covered that film before, so I'm excited to see what they do with it, and because it is one of the darker Disney films from that era, even though it was successful, and so live action, we'll see how dark it is. But anyway, the music's going to be great because Alan Menken's involved. So exciting things ahead for sure, and he has a huge impact on Broadway as well. There's just so much to be said for him, and I'm excited to see what he does in the future as well. Highly talented and grateful for what he's given. Really, that Disney Renaissance period was so important, that these incredible composers and artists did what they did to, you know, get Disney through to now, and we have great things, great films, so much going on with Disney. So it's very, very exciting. Now we're going back to more movies being released, and I just can't wait. So it's an exciting time. Tell me your thoughts in the comments about Alan Menken, and like I said, we'll have to talk about him in the future because we definitely couldn't cover everything about him, but really impressive career. But that's it for this day in Disney. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!